everyone, I'm JD from Willow Bound Journals. Welcome back to my channel. I have got a completed journal flip through for you of a personal journal. So this is an art journal and I love decorating the cover just using some acrylic metallic paint, and I've used as my base a scrapbook from Kmart. It's a square size journal with craft pages, and what I was using this one for was Mesy May. So for those who don't know what Mesy May is, it's run by Kaylee Gray, and she's on YouTube and Instagram, and she's written a book called Get Messy Art. And yeah, I think it runs every year, but this was the first year that I discovered it, or the first year that I tried it myself. And there's a prompt every day in the month of May, so you can follow along. And yeah, I didn't do every prompt, and I didn't do it all in May. I did this over the course of quite a lot of months, but that's the whole point, is that it's no pressure. We're not aiming for perfection here, just doing what we can with what we've got. And to go with that vibe, I just did a messy introduction page. I love this quote, "More than zero is enough." I was sharing this in the Intentional Life course too, about how we can just show up and do one thing. Even if it's just really little, it's still better than nothing. So when it comes to journaling and creating, even if we just do it for 1 minute a day or once a week, that's better than nothing. So starting, this was the day one prompt, and I just did some glitter there to represent me, sparkles, and just kind of my intentions for doing the course. Note to self, make a mess, color outside the lines, try something different. And you can even see here, I only started in, on the 7th of May rather than the 1st of May when it began. Day 2, showing up. And yeah, it's just about this journal, trying different techniques, using different materials. I love using the typewriter, just writing some details about who I am at that time, taking a selfie, self-portrait. This one was really interesting. I really like this page. And one of the things that I got out of this whole Mesy May journal was discovering what I like, what I don't like, and finding things or techniques that I want to try again. So this one was a page that originally I really did not like. I was really struggling. You can see here, this doesn't make me happy. But in the end, looking back at it, I love it because it's so raw and real and expresses where I was at that time. So I don't know, there's something about art that captures the authentic experience of the time you were sitting down at your desk and you just put that on the page. And even if it's ugly and messy and you don't like it, it's authentic to your expression, your experience. And that's, I don't know, it's some sort of bliss, some sort of transcendent thing that I love about art and creativity. So I really love this page. You find out who you are by finding out who you're not. And this art practice is about discovery. So even though I didn't like this page at the time, I discovered a lot about myself through this page. And that's why I like it, because it's a reflection of what I was going through at the time. And through that process of putting things on the page, I learned about myself through this process. So something good can come from the mess, but you've got to push through. So I could have given up. I had all of this mess here, these scribbles, and I could have stopped there. I hated it. I didn't like it. It didn't make me happy. But I kept going. I pushed through and I added some paint, and I still wasn't very happy with it, but I liked it more than I did when it just had this. So sometimes you just got to push through. I could have stopped when I didn't like it, but I kept going, trying to discover something, trying to learn and grow through this process. And I did. And that's why I like this page. This page, there's a lot of pages I don't like, but that's okay too, because I learn what I don't like. And I'm trying to really embrace the mess. So, but I like the pressed flowers. I want to continue pressing flowers. The composition isn't great, but the idea of pressing flowers, I love that. I love this page. This page I really enjoyed using the black paint and then finding this really colourful image and pairing it with some words and the theme of courage. So be your beautiful self, follow your heart, do what you love. Creativity takes courage. And just did some brainstorming or stream of consciousness journaling. What does courage mean to me? Action, fear, scary, challenge, risking failure, unknown, uncertain, conviction, faith, trust, putting yourself out there, being seen, not knowing what will happen, not knowing how things will turn out, risking judgment, pain, isolation, rejection. And so every time I come on my channel, when I do a video, this is an act of courage. Whenever I share a journal or do a page spread in my journal, it's an act of courage. It's putting something out there that is risking judgment, risking, going through fear, risking failure, going through something uncertain, unknown, not knowing what will happen. But I love creativity so much. I just do. I love this page here. I love collage. So what this journal also taught me was really I love collage. I love piecing bits together that mean something to me to create something, well, beautiful. Yeah, to me it is beautiful. So I want to do a lot more of this type of thing. All my favorite pages had some sort of collage like this. This one was interesting, trying a whole different new technique. I don't think I'll do it again, but it was really great to do something different. Yeah, I love this page for that reason. This one, yeah, interesting page. Cutting up a photo, adding a piece to a failed Polaroid. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like it, kind of don't. And this one, it's really plain. I'm supposed to do more, but I think I'm just going to let it stand. I love this technique of writing on top of vellum. So that's just enough for me. I love that. I want to do more of this, write on top of vellum. Okay, of course, this is one of my favorite pages. Yeah, just everything I love. Beauty and blue and butterflies and Keanu. So this one, yeah, I was more trying to create a beautiful page. To go with the quote, I'm going to make everything around me beautiful. That will be my life. That's one of my quotes that I adore. This one, again, like nothing beautiful to look at, but I quite enjoy this page because I did it with my eyes closed. Not the color, I added the color later, but all of the pen I did with my eyes closed as a practice of to embrace imperfection. And it was scary, it was challenging, but I like the end result just because it got me out of my comfort zone. And I came up with 5 ways for me to embrace imperfection. Use scraps, draw with eyes closed, work with mistakes. Know that's more for my eyes only when I'm doing this, that no one's watching me put the page together. And if at the end of the day I can keep the finished product for my eyes only too, so that takes the pressure off that I don't have to actually share it if I don't want to. And that scribble is good. Scribble is fine. Make a mess. Mess is fine. This page was really interesting. At first I didn't like it. The challenge was to use scraps, and I only had a few scraps here and there, and I didn't really like it. But then I came back to it, and that's one thing I teach in my journaling courses too, is you don't have to finish a page in one sitting. You can work on it over days, weeks, months. Keep coming back to it and adding to it. And eventually I got to a point where I added more, and I love it now. I really, I don't know, there's something about all these scraps, how they came together. Again, the collage that I love. Yeah, which was really interesting to me because at the start I was really not enjoying it. But I persisted, I kept going and turned it into something I love. This one, yeah, interesting. I think I liked it more at the start. I really loved this page when I first did it. And that's okay that over time it's not really doing anything for me as much. But at the time it gave me what I needed. And that's great, to sit down at your desk and do art, to give you what you need at the time. This is what I needed to see. This is what I needed to put together. All these individual elements meant something to me at the time. Because time has passed, and I knew for different time and place and different season of my life, this isn't speaking to me as much, but back then it really did. And to have a record of what spoke to me back then, that's great. I've kind of forgotten why this spoke to me though, so it could be good to add some journaling about that to remind myself. But even if this just helped my past self that day, that's enough. That is enough. I love this page too. Again, the collage. I love this neutral collage here. Yeah, really happy with that. This one here, I just did some journaling. This one was helpful too. Again, looking at it now, I'm not really into this page, but at the time, these words really helped me to write. I was going through a bit of a rough patch, and journaling about it just helped me to get it out of me and on the page and eased my soul. Yeah. This is probably my favorite page in the entire journal, and I didn't even finish it. I was intending to write on it, do my actual journaling on it, but I didn't know what to journal about. Nothing came to me, and I might go back and later on do that. But every piece I love, every single piece I love, and I collage them together into something that makes me just so happy. So out of anything, this journal makes me want to do more of this. If I could create 1,000 pages like this, in this style, I would be very happy. And with that book that I'm working on, where I'm creating a visual memoir, this is what my pages I intend to work with all personal pieces from my life, from birth right up till now, and using this as a backdrop for my writing about life lessons and how to navigate pain and finding the gold. I'm not sure what my book will be at all, but this is kind of inspiring me and what I'm hoping it will look like. A ballet page saying yes to ballet and yes to dance, because it makes me feel beautiful, free and happy. The theme for today was documenting, so I literally just documented the trip I went on to Cairns for a week, using some photos and just highlighting different pieces. And I really like this page too, using this metallic paint. I just used a tissue to put it on the page, and I love it. And I was just recording my joy of reading books, but I don't know, I think I want to do more of this too, using book pages and then paint. I don't know, there's something about it. I'll have to explore this a bit more and see if I work that into my book eventually too, my visual memoir. This one, yeah, I like it, don't like it. It's a bit of a mix of a page. It's got kind of deep and meaningful stuff happening here. Quite a few different elements happening. I like it. This one I really love too. I just love the use of doilies and Polaroids and pictures. And again, I typewrote this on my typewriter, scanned it, printed it out big, ripped it up, and just added words to the page that means something to me, painted over it. I don't know, something about this I love. I need to explore this more, because it's sort of out of my comfort zone using paint in this way. So I do need to try it a bit more just to get more comfortable with it, but I love this. And this one just using paint. I was going to add words, but I didn't really know what to write. But yeah, no, I like it too. This one, I tried to contrast blank space with filled in space. I don't know, didn't really do very well, but I just used items from my birthday, so I like it for that reason. And this is what I want to do in my book, my visual memoir. I want to make little collages of beauty and wisdom with typewritten messages from my heart and soul to encourage, uplift and inspire. That's what I want my book to be a collection of. And eventually I would love to make little collages as well that I could, gift and sell and frame and put on my desk and be little reminders to myself. I don't know, it's a little dream of mine to do one a day or something like that. And then I was running out of pages. It was getting too bulky, so I had to rip out pages, and I just did one page per prompt. I quite like this. It's a bit different, just using metallic pen to write about magic, and I thought of the magic of creation for that prompt. This is one of my favorite pages too. I love this. Just collage. I love collage so much. Yeah, out of anything, this is what this journal taught me. Collage is my favorite. The prompt for this one was failure, so I just did a sort of stream of consciousness thing, didn't really do anything huge here, and how a lot of the time I feel like a failure as a person, I feel like a failure as a Christian, as an adult, as a family member, as a friend, as a student, as a writer, as a creative. I just feel like a failure in general, so if you ever felt like that, you're not alone. Mindfulness, I didn't really do anything with this one either, just used the Daphne's Diary page, just writing things about being present in the moment. Photo self-portraits, I quite like this page, just for the photo self-portraits, because these are meaningful in themselves, and how this year I've really gotten into art journaling. I've deepened my love of collaging this year, and this year I've also rekindled my love of photography. And I think, yeah, I want to combine all of that in my visual memoir: collage, writing, photos, and art. Yes, yes, yes. Serenity, I don't know, playing around. By the end, I was just trying to fill pages. Awe, being in awe of creation. And then the last prompt was celebration. Oh, I might have done every prompt actually. It looks like I have, but some, yeah, I just didn't really go to much effort at all. And that's okay. More than 0 is enough. That's the whole point. Yes, some pages I didn't put any effort into it at all, but more than 0 is enough just to say that I did it. Celebration, I use crayons here. So every page, you know, I'm just using different materials, seeing what I like, what I don't like, and that helps me find out more about myself, more about my identity, more about my creativity, more about my journaling. And essentially, yeah, this is the kind of book I'm hoping to create for my visual memoir. So I was happy to share this with you and give you a little sneak peek of kind of the vibe I'm going for. I do have a fundraiser going for that visual memoir. I'm doing a 9-month bookmaking course next year, so it's a huge time, energy and financial investment. I am quite terrified at what I've gotten myself into, of having all those thoughts of like, oh my gosh, is this the right decision? Have I made a huge mistake? But just remembering that there's no right or wrong paths necessarily, that God is with me on any path I take, whether I did this course or I didn't. My life would turn out fine either way, but just trusting that and stepping into the fear that just because I've made this decision and fear is now flooding me, that doesn't mean I've made a wrong decision. It just means that it's part of life. If I didn't do this, maybe I'd live with regret, the fear of, oh, have I made the wrong decision of not doing it? So no matter which path I've chosen, or I would have chosen, there would be fear anyway. So don't be afraid of fear. Fear isn't a sign that you've taken a wrong turn or made a mistake or gone down the wrong path. Fear is going to confront you wherever you turn. So it's a matter of making a choice, being committed, trying it out. If it doesn't work out, try something else. It's all good. It's all good. So this is where I'm at. I'll link the fundraiser down below to my GoFundMe page if anyone is interested in supporting this project and helping me see this book come to life. And if you're into prayer, would appreciate this being soaked in prayers, for this book to be a candle in dark places. And yeah, if you're believing in this, sometimes I'm going to doubt it and not believe in it, and I want to give up. So if you're believing in it, I would love to hear any messages as well throughout this journey. If you'd like to be part of an email list as well, helping shape the book and just following the journey, let me know. But yeah, I'm excited. I love this so much, and hope that you might want to do some art at home, journal at home, and just express yourself. It's so therapeutic, so good for well-being, and just a great way to document who you are and find out who you are. And that's essentially what I'm doing with this book. I'm finding out who I am and documenting who I am in this book, hoping that my journey can help others in their own journey, discovering who they are and navigating this complicated, messy, scary life that is also filled with so much beauty and joy and wonder. Right, guys, hope you're doing really well. Be sure to journal your life, because your stories matter, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys. Thank you so much to my beautiful patrons who supported me in October and allowed me to create and share videos for another month. If you'd like to become a patron in November and support what I do here, that would be so appreciated. I'll leave the link below to my Patreon in the description box below, where you get access to extra videos, first preference for my journals, behind the scenes updates, and if you're a Ruby tier or high, you get every single digital kit from my Etsy, plus an extra one every month. And there are also some mail tiers. You get something sent to you in the mail.